We are here with Monick Nys of Arendonk. Correct? Did I say it right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Monick Nys uit Arendonk.
What a nice name, eh? The town.
Yes.
A very, I think a very well-known Pigeon town name.
Yes.
Maybe is it the most famous in the world?
I think so.
And you, as a little girl, were born and raised in this town.
Yeah, I always lived in this house.
Always.
Yeah.
In the same house.
The same house from my parents, you know.
Wow. What an amazing. You never lose your memories here. Your memories started here,
yeah,
and they are here.
Yeah.
And you know that's why we're here, because Monick, she has. I think it's a very beautiful. It's a romantic. It's a deep, enriched pigeon story that you lived through right here in this home with your father, with Mr. Timmers, with the Jansens. It all comes in a circle, and still to this day, you fly the original old
Jansen line.
Jansen. Now, for Americans, we call it Jansen, but it's really pronounced Jansen.
It's Jansen.
Jansen. So, how did you get into Jansen pigeons?
Yes, it starts with the story of Mr. Timmers. Mr. Timmers, he was my second father, and he came here since before I was born.
Oh, okay, so for people who's all of a sudden they hear Mr. Timmers, okay. So Mr. Timmers, where was he from?
From Holland.
He was from Holland. Close to here?
Breda. In the beginning of his years, he had a bakery in Amsterdam.
Okay.
And when he was 42, he was stopped with his work. He stopped with the bakery, and he was full-time pigeon fancier.
Full-time pigeon fancier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he how did you ever meet Mr. Timmers?
Yes, since I was a little girl. He a lot of times he came here, and we always going to his house in Breda. So my father bought pigeons from him, and he came here to help us. He had a special band with my father, but
so your father and Mr. Timmers,
yeah,
were good friends.
Yes, yes.
And they met through pigeons.
Yeah, they matched. Mr. Timmers was a special man. He could breed. He was the same breeder as the father of the Jansen brothers. The father of the Jansen brothers has a special method to breed.
A special, I think what you're trying to say is a special feeling for breeding. A special
feeling, and Mr. Timmers had the same. The father of the Jansen brothers, he has also small birds, you know, the small parakeets and
canaries, songbirds.
Yeah, that's and he was also breeding with that. The father of the Jansen brothers, it was the old Drikske.
Okay.
His name. The Jansen brothers, the second name of the Jansen brothers was the Drikskes.
Okay. So your pigeons and your story really starts with Mr. Timmers
and the Jansen pigeons.
But not the Jansen brothers.
No.
The original.
The old line. The old line from the Jansen pigeons from the father. They were pigeons for long distance. The Jansen brothers, they won with the father. They won the 7 first prizes from Bordeaux. It's 900 kilometers, you know.
Well, and for people that don't realize what we're saying here, I think when it became Jansen brothers, they were all speed pigeons.
No.
But Jansen originally comes from the father. He was into long distance racing.
Yeah.
So and Bordeaux, 900 kilometers.
Yeah.
That was basically 1 day long distance, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And Mr. Timmers, was he the same for long distance flying?
Yeah. And he kept all these years the bloodline pure. He bought pigeons from the Jansen brothers in 1950 and 1951, but he only bred the pigeons. He only bought them when the father from the Jansen brothers has bred them. So he visited also the Jansen house when the father was alive, but he don't want to have the pigeons from the brothers of Jansen, because as I told you in the last video, the brothers of Jansen's, they bought pigeons from other lofts and they breed them together with their own pigeons, and that is the way how the Jansen pigeons getting short distance pigeons. But the old pure line were pigeons for the long distance. Till 900 kilometers, they could fly a whole day without getting tired.
So, as you're saying, the original, the father of Jansen, he was very good at putting pigeons together. His pigeons were very good at flying the distance, which to most people, they only think of Jansen as speed pigeons. But Mr. Timmers, he only wanted the pigeons from the father of Jansen who bred them.
Yeah.
Because obviously he had a different feel of pigeons than the brothers.
And he only wants the pure line, the pure old line. That's important to start, and that's important for breeding, to have a pure line. When you have a pure line, you can bring all other lines in it. When the base is pure, that's the most important to start.
So how did, from what you know of the father of Jansen, how did he create this pure line? Where did the pigeons? Do you know where the pigeons even came from? How he created his line? I'm gonna tell you before I'm going further. I'm gonna tell you something. I am the only person in the world. He's telling his secrets. So he was breeding for a lot of famous people. So you know Jan Grondelaars and Frans Toosjes from Belgium. They playing together, and a long time ago, and they won the first, the second, and the third national ace pigeon in Belgium. So Mr. Timmers has bred those pigeons. So Mr. Timmers was also like Jansen, a breeder of pigeons.
Yeah.
He had a knack of breeding.
Yeah, he had a feeling, a real feeling.
So my question was, when Mr. Timmers went to the father of Jansen, what were the pigeons that Jansen had? What? Because you said pure line, and people say, well, you can't just have a pure line.
Yeah,
how did this happen?
How did this happen?
Or what was the base of those pigeons?
Yeah, when the World War was coming, so the German told to the Belgian fanciers, everyone needs to kill the pigeons, but Jansen, they keep 10. 10 in the war, so they put them on other lofts, and when the German coming into the house, they couldn't find the pigeons. But in the war, that's the base of the old Jansen line. So it starts with the old blue from 1938, and the son of him was the old blue from 48. 1948. Then there was a very famous hen. It was a schoonlicht from 51.
What does that word mean?
The beautiful light.
Beautiful light.
Yeah,
okay.
Schoonlicht.
Okay.
So that's on all the pedigrees and all the books.
And that's why I asked you. So when people say, and it says shown late, right? That means the beautiful one.
Beautiful light.
Beautiful light.
Light hen. The beautiful light.
So she was I would say a light blue.
Yeah, she was born in 1951. So and they made the pair from the old blue from 48 and the schoonlicht, the beautiful light from 51, and that was the best pair Jansen ever had. Yeah, and that is where all my bloodline is based on.
Okay, so the father of Jansen hides the pigeons through the war.
Yeah.
Okay, this really has nothing to do with the Jansen brothers.
Only 10.
This really has still nothing to do with the Jansen brothers.
No.
He has these pigeons, he breeds them. Mr. Timmers comes, at what part, when did Mr. Timmers meet the father of Jansen?
Oh, it's in the end of the years of 40.
End of the years of 40.
Yes.
And this is when he starts to select pigeons from Jansen.
He bought 15 pigeons in that time. And he killed 11 of them. And with the 4 pigeons, he was made his full loft.
Mr.
And a lot of Mr. Timmers and a lot of famous lofts in the world, because he has bred more than 35 national winners in these years.
So, Mr. Timmers gets these pigeons, he goes through them after, keeps 4, he starts to breed. He breeds these 4, but does he bring more birds in or just from these 4?
He starts his collection from
4.
Just from these 4.
These 4.
Yeah.
And these 4, within, I don't know how long, he breeds, you said 35...
More than 35 national winners.
And birds from him that he breeds goes to other big names, like, who are some of the big names?
Frans Toosjes from Winterslag. Jan Grondelaars.
So Grondelaars, yeah.
These are very famous names. And he sold a lot of pigeons to the United States in the years of 50, 60.
Okay. And these pigeons were breeding for other people as well as for him. Now, at that point, does he continue to go back to Jansen and buy from the father? Or what happens with the father of Jansen?
The father of Jansen died, and Mr. Timmers knows perfectly which pigeons he needs.
Okay.
And with that pigeons, he could make a whole loft, a very strong loft, because he has a very special way to breed his pigeons, and to keep the bloodline pure and to keep the bloodline strong. That's important. A strong, pure bloodline. That's when you breed pigeons from mother and son, and from father and daughter and brother and sister. That's very dangerous to make your bloodline not strong anymore. But he knows the way how he keeps the bloodline very strong.
Now, did he learn this from the father Jansen, or did he know it on his own?
He knew it on his own, and the father of Jansen, he
knew it as well.
Know it more or less the same, more or less.
Okay, so the father of Jansen passes away, and then it's now the Jansen brothers.
Yeah.
But we're not taking anything away from the brothers or the father, but something changes. The brothers go a different way.
Yeah.
They don't go for distance pigeons anymore.
That's what Mr. Timmers told me in years ago. From the father, the brothers of Jansen didn't know how the father was breeding and the pigeons and keep the bloodline pure. The brothers of Jansen didn't know that.
So all the brothers. And how many brothers were there?
Jefke, Adriaan, Louis, I think 4 or 5.
4 or 5 brothers.
Yeah.
And none of them knew what their father.
Yeah.
Why did they not speak in the house? Did they not?
It was a secret. He kept that as a secret, and he was he passed away too early. So he kept that as a secret, so that nobody knows that. But Mr. Timmers knows that it was more or less the same as he did.
And when the father Jansen passes away, how old one then would the brothers have been roughly?
Oh, I don't know. We've been at the cemetery, but it's on the graves. You can read.
We will have to see.
Yeah.
So, but at this point, you still don't know Mr. Timmers. This is before you meet him, or before your father meets him. So your father...
My father meets him a long time ago, because I'm 57 now, and when my mom was pregnant from me, Mr. Timmers visited my parents. So he always told me, I remember that your mom was pregnant from you. So it's a long time that he came. That he came
here. So Mr. Timmers, after Jansen passes away, he does go back to Jansen to get more pigeons, but he only wants the ones that the father bred.
Yeah, and he bought 15 pigeons, and he kept only 4 to start, and that was all. And after a few years, Mr. Timmers was talking to Louis Jansen, and Louis knows that Mr. Timmers could breed. He knows that. Louis knows that Mr. Timmers has a system that he could breed those pigeons. And Mr. Timmers talked to Louis, and Louis told him, "You don't need more. You have them, and you can breed them." So Louis knows it.
So Louis, just hold on. So Louis knows it. Louis says to Mr. Timmers, after talking, he knows, he sees what his father could do.
Yeah.
And Mr. Timmers had it in him.
Yeah.
So then, okay. So obviously you're born and you're a little girl and you have pigeons.
Yeah.
So how does this happen with you and the pigeons? Because somehow you, Mr. Timmers, and the Jansen brothers all come together. So now, what's your part in the beginning of the story? How do you start in the pigeons?
Yeah, with my father. I was 3 years. I was following my father on the loft, on the pigeon loft, and I was always going with him to the basketing the pigeons and looking when they came home. And when I was 12 years old, I had my own loft with 12 pigeons.
So I don't want to say this, but I am. You are really a real pigeon man.
Yes.
We could say this.
Yes.
You were born a true pigeon man.
Yeah.
Okay? So you grow up in pigeons, and obviously Mr. Timmers is coming around and talking with your father, and you hear the stories.
Yeah.
It's all installing into your brain like a little computer.
When I was 12 years old, and my parents and Mr. Timmers and the son, who is a veterinary, were together and talking about pigeons, I was always there on the same table. I always wanted to listen to the stories, and it was, for me, it was very, I like to hear it, and I like to talk with them about pigeons. I was 12. 12 years old.
You were 12.
Yes.
And your father, you flew the pigeons of your father, correct? And what pigeons did your father have at that time?
He bought the pigeons from Mr. Timmers. He gives the rings to Mr. Timmers, and he ordered every year 15 or something, 15 pigeons, and then we fly with them. So we had also a first national from La Souterraine. It was 623 kilometers with the old Jansen line and a very strong headwind.
Okay.
And 4 weeks before our first national, the nest sister won the first national from Argenton.
Okay. These are old Jansen pigeons.
That old Jansen.
Okay, so you have then, your father's flying old Jansen pigeons. Mm-hmm. Now, you're 12 years old, you're getting your own loft, you're really enjoying it, okay? You're in it now, you love it. How does this connect you then to the Jansen brothers?
Yeah.
How did this, well, because you live here in Arendonk. How far do you live from where the Jansens lived?
2 streets.
2 streets away.
2 streets away. We live in the Kerkstraat, you go to the end of the street. On the crossroads, you go straight ahead, and the first street on the left is the Schoolstraat. So it's only in 500 meters, I think.
Away.
Yeah.
So
less than 1 kilometer.
How did you become friends with Jansen, the brothers?
Yes, my father was when I growing up, I must study and I going to college, and then it was on the lower. I didn't take that much time in pigeons anymore. So, but when I came back, I always was helping my father, and then in 1995, my father passed away from one day till the other. 3 days before he died, it was like he was feeling that he dying. He was dying, and I had a conversation with him for 3 hours, and he told me, when I'm gonna die, then sell the pigeons. And I told him, no, I keep that one and that one and that one and that one. And then he told me, then you need to start playing. You can do that. I know you can. So, and then after that, Mr. Timmers was helping me to select the pigeons, because my father has a little bit from other bloodlines in it. So, and we take all the pigeons out of the collection, And then we sold the pigeons with the duif to a lot of them going to China and to Belgium, and a lot of people had a big success
with
the pigeons.
Okay, so then you start. You pick out the pigeons that you want to keep, that you can handle, and you want pure. The other ones get sold off at the duif. Okay. And then you start.
Yeah.
So how old would you have been roughly in this time?
27.
Okay, 27. Now, at this point, do you already know the Jansen brothers?
Yeah. Yes. And the Jansen brothers, Louis, he knows that we have the pigeons from Mr. Timmers, because before my father was died, we had a lot of good flying pigeons here, and Louis came here to see and watch that the pigeons arrived. It was the only place that Louis visited to watch the pigeons who.
Okay, so even when you were obviously a little girl, Jansen would come here to watch the pigeons. Yeah. So you knew
because
you knew Louis when you were little.
Yeah, but he knows that we had the pure bloodline, the old line from their fathers, and he knows that we had the line from Mr. Timmers. So that's the reason Louis came here to watch the pigeons. So but not on the loft, when they arrived from the race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he would come watch the pigeons. Now would you bring out the pigeons? Would you guys look at the pigeons when the birds would come? Like Louis would handle the pigeons here and totally participate. So this is very, very, very interesting. So from that moment when you get in now, so obviously Louis was here watching the pigeons come home. You're fairly young. You sell the pigeons, you keep what you want, and you start. And then what happens?
I start with the help of Mr. Timmers. He was select my pigeons, and he start every year. He came to select and start again, select and start again, and breed. Bring the pairs together and keep the bloodline pure again. That's the most important. To start with pigeons, have a line. When I don't have a line, I can't racing. So when you see my pigeons, you see they are all the same. When you have one pigeons in hand, you see them all because they are all the same. That's the line I have.
Right.
So and that's important. That's the most important. And that's what I learned from Mr. Timmers. So Mr. Timmers learned me how to breed. When you can breed, you can race.
When you breed, you can race. So you start racing on your own, and how does it go for you?
From the first year, in 96, my father died in 95. I start with a very small part of pigeons in 96, and I was the champion with the youngsters, because I only have youngsters in 96. It was the beginning. The first time I was breeding. So in 96, so I start to being a champion. In 97, I had yearlings, and I going to the middle distance. So I was the champion with the yearlings.
With these
from
pigeons.
The beginning. In 98, I had the first. This was the first year I had old pigeons. So I had in 98, I had old pigeons, yearlings, and youngsters, and I was the first time I was the big champion.
So right away it starts. Now at this point, are you still speaking with Louis Jansen?
Yes, I saw him at the Champions Day every year, and then I get more contact with Louis, and he called me. It was unbelievable. Every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock, Louis on the phone. How is the wind? How is the weather? What do you think? But on Friday evening, I was not early in my bed, because I was going to parties with my friends, because on Saturday morning it was the only day in the week that I can sleep 2 hours longer, because my pigeons were in France. So, and Louis called me every week out of my bed. So Yeah, and then every Saturday evening I need to go to the Schoolstraat, to the Jansen brothers, to show the results.
So we could say, hey people watching this, think about this. On Saturday mornings, Monick, your alarm clock was Louis Jansen. He would call you to ask you what you thought about how the day was, and all you wanted to do was sleep. And people watching this, they're going, she's so spoiled because you had Louis calling you and asking you, and okay, so Louis would call you, you would discuss the race, the birds would come, and then you would do something. Wouldn't you go over to his place?
No, I was coming on the phone, and he thought I came from the loft, but I came from my bed, so I was, Louis, oh no, not that early, but I couldn't tell him. So then, 1 hour later, I told him, Louis, what do you think about the winds? No, I think they gonna make that much meter, or they gonna fly 1200 or 1300 or 1500. That's what Louis told me. That was always, we always talk like that on the phone.
Okay.
So
and when you were talking with Louis, did you find you learned a lot from him? Did he teach you some things, or was he?
Yeah, he knows that I have learned everything from Mr. Timmers, and he knows Mr. Timmers. So it was like a circle who was around. So he knows that Mr. Timmers was very special. He knows that I could breed the pigeons, and he knows that I didn't need too much to raise good with the pigeons, because when you can breed pigeons and you can give them food on the right way, then you can start racing with a lot of success.
Okay, so you speak with Jansen in the morning, Louis. You race, and I remember you saying something to me that you would go every week to his place.
Yeah, every week in the evening, in the afternoon, he called.
Was there a certain day? What day would you normally go to Jansen's house?
On Saturday evening. Saturday morning he called me, and in the afternoon he called me back. He told me what were the results and at what time they come, and then in the evening when I have the result list, he told me, bring me the list this evening. So every week I'm going. I went to the Jansen house with the results, and then I get a drink.
A drink?
At the Jansen house, yes.
Okay.
Every week.
Only one drink?
Yes.
So you would go, you would sit, you would talk?
Talk about pigeons. So, and he asked me how many pigeons in the race, how many that.
Okay, so a nice time. And you knew the other brothers as well?
Yes, I knew Chefke, but Chefke was always walk with the dog, and that's all. And I knew Adriaan, he was the breeder, but Louis was the only person who could ride.
Right.
And that was the reason that he could make the bill from that a pigeon cost that much or a pigeon cost that much. That Louis was the only person who could. The other people could not write and read.
Okay, so
Louis was the only one.
So Louis knew how to do all the writing.
Yeah.
So whenever you seen a Jansen pedigree, it was always written
by Louis.
By Louis.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's something for you guys if you have an original pedigree or something.
Yeah.
That would be the writing of Louis.
Yeah.
So you would talk with him mostly, it was more or less him. Did you ever go and see the birds at Jansen's place?
Yes, it was a small loft, and there was a Sunday noon, and he called me. I must come directly to him because there was a pigeon, and the ring was so fast that it couldn't turn anymore. And he told me, "You need to help me," and I was the only person who may do that because it was very secure work. I had a part of oil, and with something you clear your ear.
Yeah, a Q-tip.
And I put the oil on the ring, and it was so fast that I think I took more than 45 minutes
To clean the ring out.
to clean the ring.
So
My God.
the bird could move. The band would be free. So you clean the rings out, or you clean the ring out. You've seen the pigeons. What did you think of the Jansen pigeons at that time?
Yes, I could see the difference.
Yes, this is what I'm going to ask, because you have not original, the father, and now these are the brothers.
Yeah, the pigeons from the brothers, they getting bigger and bigger and bigger because of the other bloodlines they bring in the loft.
Now some people don't know about the bloodlines that they brought in, or how they did it. Was there a secret way they would bring bloodlines in?
Nobody knows that.
Do you?
Yes, I know it from...
Would you share?
Yes, I'm gonna tell you. I know it from the daughter of Albert van der Vlaas.
Albert van der
Vlaas. It was a very good friend of the Jansen brothers, and he lives in Ravels. It's 10 kilometers or something like that from here. And he was visiting the Jansen brothers a lot of time, and the Louis and Albert van der Vlaas and the daughter of Albert van der Vlaas, they visit another loft. So the people from the other loft, they thought they gonna buy the pigeons, and the people from the other loft, they thought the pigeons were to buy. They are going to the loft of Albert van der Vlaas, but it was for the Jansen brothers, and nobody knows that. But Albert van der Vlaas must
pretend that he's going to buy them.
Yeah.
So Louis would go with Albert.
And that's the story how they get other bloodlines, but nobody knows it. But it was a big secret.
Huh. So they kept it as a secret, and the pigeons get bigger and bigger.
Bigger and bigger and bigger. And I saw it when I was a child. My pigeons are smaller, and that's important. That was the old line. Keep the bloodline pure. But when you bring other lines and wrong lines, then they getting bigger. And that's the reason the Jansen pigeons getting short distance pigeons.
So the pigeons were better in the shorter distance. And your pigeons were the same, but small, and from the father.
For the long distance.
And for the long distance. So this was why people always said, and I remember the Jansen pigeons, they're so big. Big pigeons.
It's not good. They need to be small. For the long distance, they need to be small. You know a swallow. A
swallow
can fly 3 days, but a big black
crow
can fly 30 minutes. That's the difference. So the Jansen pigeons from the father, they can fly the whole day without getting tired. But the pigeons from the Jansen brothers, after when the father died, they can fly only the short distance because of the other wrong bloodlines. So they cannot fly the long distance anymore.
Okay. So Mr. Timmers and the Jansen brothers, did they use reading of the eyes, eye sign, or what? Were there any little...
Mr. Timmers didn't look at the eyes.
Because I notice in your pigeons, the eyes are beautiful.
My pigeons all
they have eyes from Tiffany's.
Yeah, and they have very strong eyes. They have white eyes, but very, very strong white eyes.
When I look into your pigeon's eyes, it looks like I'm looking into a bunch of diamonds.
Yeah.
They're very beautiful. And this is the one thing I do ask, because people always say, what about eye sign? But Mr. Timmers didn't teach you about reading eyes.
No, he wasn't interested in the eyes. Totally not. Totally not. Everyone thinks, when the Chinese people come and they look in the eyes with... No. When you have two professors at university. One man has blue eyes and the other man has brown eyes. They are as smart. But the eyes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what colors of what type the eyes are. No.
So I'm understanding how it's sort of all coming together. You see the difference from your pigeons to Jansen pigeons. But again, yours are really from the original. Yours are from Father Jansen and Mr. Timmers.
Yeah.
Now, you continue to fly, and you continue to have very good success. And in your career of racing, before you transitioned to one loft racing, what were some of your best performances in your best years? What were they? With these old Jansen pigeons.
Yeah, it was typical for my pigeons that they fly super with headwinds. They fly when the weather was warm. That's typical. Everyone, all my friends in Spain, they who won 5 times in one loft race with my pigeons, they all told me when it's hot and strong headwinds, your pigeons are coming. They're still coming. That was here the same when I was playing at my home. I made very good results with on the long distance, 500, 600, 700 kilometers. With 12 hens, I was participating every week, 500, 600, 700 kilometers. Not 1 week rest, No. Every week into the basket. And every week I had 11 from 12 prizes, every week. I had 4 old pigeons and 8 yearlings. From the old pigeons, every week 4 to 4 in the prizes. From the yearlings, every week 7 from 8, but it was every week another who was missing. So it is more than 90% prizes every week. That's a high number. I need it. It's very successful that you have more than 90% in prizes every week. So the best result that I had was I had 4 old pigeons and I won the first, the second, and the third prize in my club. Mm-hmm. And it was in the whole province of Antwerp. Mm-hmm. It was the 2nd, the 7th and the 10th in the whole province of Antwerp. A lot of famous fanciers are living in Antwerp. Mm-hmm. So, and I was a woman in a man's world who was to...
You were beating the pigeon man. The pigeon woman is now beating the pigeon man.
I did it.
And again, it's all with this old family, the same. Now, my question, at that time when you were doing your thing, did you go and buy more pigeons? Did you bring in different pigeons? Did you try other pigeons?
No, not in these years. I only race and fly, race and breed with my own line. Not and everyone here in the area can tell you this. I never put one other bloodline in my loft.
And why didn't you do this? Didn't you ever want to try it?
Mr. Timmers told me, keep your bloodline pure. That's the most important. I tell you. That's what he told me.
Huh. So that's basically the base of how it works.
And he told me, when you want to have another bloodline, choose one who is also pure. Then it's not a cross, but a refreshed blood. It's something else. It's something totally different.
So you had to, if you were going to bring in a pigeon, you had to go and get another pure bloodline.
Yeah, but you cannot find it. It's hard to find.
It has to be very hard. And did he tell you to bring in cocks or bring in hens? Did it matter? Or it just had to be a pure bloodline?
Pure bloodline.
Pure bloodline.
Or almost pure. For racing, okay, you can do that. And now, since I was finished the races here in Belgium, I start breeding again because I sold a lot of pigeons to China, and the Chinese people, they want more pigeons because they saw these are fantastic. So they need more and more, and so I was breeding again for the people. Till I make the decision that I was choosing for the one loft races.
Okay, so you're breeding for your clients, the people that want your pigeons, the old family of Jansen, sending them to China, getting great results, great references, and you decide, okay, I'm going to make a change here in my life. I probably, done a lot in pigeons, and you're getting, you want to enjoy life, so you want to travel, you want to do things. So then you say, I'm going to try this new venture called one loft racing. Now think about this, eh?
Oh,
when this comes to your head, one loft racing, and you go back, Mr. Timmers knows nothing about this, and Jansen, old man Jansen, he knows nothing about this. So you take these pigeons.
It was an adventure.
Yes, Monick takes the Jansens one loft racing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your one loft career so far.
Why did I make that decision? Well, my best friend in Spain, he won 5 times a one loft race with my pigeons. And my husband told me, when he can do that, we can do that too.
So that's how it starts.
That's how it starts.
So you start to send your pigeons to one loft races.
Yeah.
Under your own name.
Yeah.
And how does it go for you? How was your one loft career?
I won the first ace pigeon in Tenerife.
Okay.
In Derby Arona, Tenerife. It's a race with a lot of kilometers over the ocean.
A very hard race.
Hard, yes. Hard and high temperature.
And you win it. Ace pigeon.
The first ace pigeon, and it was a calculation from all the races together, not from 5 races, no, from all races together.
So you have the ace pigeon there, and you had some other really good results. What are some of your other results in one loft racing?
Yeah, now I have a very special bird in Thailand Masters. At this moment, I participate in Thailand Masters, and I have one pigeon who was winning 4 times in top 10.
4 times in top 10?
She won the 9th, the 5th, the 3rd in a hotspot, and the 8th.
Okay, so guys, we're just talking now. This is today. We're in the year of 2024. When Monick first starts, she wins Derby Arona. And there were other races that you participated in and did very well. Can you tell me some of the other races?
Yeah, I love one of my favorite races is Costa del Sol in Spain. Why? I can test my pigeons, and it's the hardest race in Europe. Why? Spain, Costa del Sol is in the area of Malaga, and Malaga is full of mountains. So the temperature is most of the time 30 degrees, so that's what my pigeons like. But the mountains are very strong. The pigeons must fly between the valleys of almost 2,000 meters high. So they are young pigeons. It's hard, but they give me good prizes. A Spanish man won. A Spanish fancier won with my pigeons the 2nd in the final. It's very, very strong race. So I know they can do that. I won the 19th in the final, but the sky wasn't clear. So when the sky was clear, she comes for sure. She wins an earlier prize. But it's good to have. It's important that you have strong pigeons, not pigeons who fly only with the tailwind. You need to have pigeons who fly with the headwind.
You have to have pigeons that fly with the headwind. So you transition to one loft racing. You're getting good results. You still sell pigeons, and people come back every year to get some pigeons from you because the line is pure. You have the pure old line, and you've kept it this way. You're not changing this.
Yes, at the end. We're not finished. Now, since 3 years, I'm breeding for my best friend in Holland. It's Falco Ebben.
Okay.
You know Falco Ebben? Falco Ebben is one of the most important fanciers in Holland. He has a very, very small loft, and he has only 6 breeding pairs, so he doesn't have place enough. Because he is my friend, he asked me, I have a whole loft who is for 50% empty, so he asked me, can you put my pigeons in your loft and breeding for me a little number of pigeons? So that's how we start 3 years ago.
So this is how you start 3 years ago, okay?
Yes, and for the races, now I cross with Falco Ebben because he has also a good bloodline. He is also very strong, and Also a little bit the line of the old Jansen line, so that's very good to pair with my pigeons.
So you're basically using now the Falco birds
Yeah.
as a cross for flying. For flying also in one loft races? You do a little crossing like this?
Oh, not for breeding, only for the one loft races.
Only for the one loft?
Yeah, and we have very good results. So now I breed. I need to tell you something else first. I breed for Falco. The first 2 rounds are for him, and then the others are going to the one loft races under the team Monick Nys pigeons. So Falco drop off his pigeons here, a few, and then I start breeding for him. Now I had a very good success because I make the decisions which parents are going together. So last year I bring 2 parents together, and he won the 5th national ace pigeon in Holland with the youngsters.
So Falco last year won the 5th national ace young bird.
Yeah.
And
I have breed the pigeon.
congratulations.
So strong.
Strong pigeons.
Yeah. So, and this year it is the best on his loft at the moment. And this year he was participates in the races with that pigeon again as a yearling. And he wasn't participate 5 races because he was scared about the weather. When the weather is not good, maybe I'm gonna lose him. So 5 times he didn't participate the races. And now at the yearlings, the same pigeon is the 4th national ace pigeon.
4th national ace pigeon as a yearling.
Year after year. At the youngsters last year, the 5th national, and the same pigeon this year, the 4th national. So how wonderful is that?
Not only is it wonderful, it proves that your line is pure, it proves that your line has power, and it proves that your line, after all these years, from original
It's strong.
Jansen, can continue to punch out pigeons that could win today in this fast-paced game of racing. Why do you think your pigeons are so good for people to get them as a cross?
It's important for everyone to have strong pigeons and a very pure brood line to make the good results. That's important. Make good results. That's what everyone wants to have good results.
And you know, it's kind of a very nice thing to see that this line that you've kept so pure and you've worked with so long, you haven't gone off the course and changed, but you've tried it, you've played yourself, you've played in one loft races, other people have taken your pigeons in one, and now you do a little bit of co-breeding for playing with pigeons with Falco Evans.
Yeah.
And
But it's only for the one loft races.
Yeah, and for if he's flying.
Yeah.
And you're still
But
today.
I breed for him from his own pigeons.
Okay.
Not from me, from my pigeons.
So just you use his pigeons for crossing.
Yeah.
For one lofting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it match wonderful together.
Wonderful together. Hey, I want to. What so far? What a nice story. We're going to continue. We're going to go out to the loft. We're going to look at the pigeons. Ladies and gentlemen, you are here. We could almost say Miss Jansen, but no, it's not. It's Monick Nys. And again, this is the story of the original Jansens. Thank you. Hey guys, it's Ryan, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. We are here at the De Schumacher Pigeon Center, and I'm with Monick Nys. Monick, thanks for coming today.
Thank you. We are in the breeding station from Natural Scheermaker, and now we visit the museum from the Jansen brothers. They made the house of Jansen in the museum here. We take a look.
Thank you.
They did it, they make it beautiful, the house.
So,
That's the Jansen house. Super.
so this is the house. This is the layout. You're going in.
Yeah.
And is this how you remember everything?
Yes, of course. I saw that chair, I saw the paintings, I saw that picture, I saw the 3 chairs, but the 3 chairs, they were standing here. This was the chair from Louis in the middle, that on the left, and that on the other side. And Louis was always sitting in this chair.
He was.
Yes, always like that.
Now sitting in that chair, and that's how he would do it.
Like this.
Just like that.
So like this.
You do it so well.
Yeah.
So tell me, and that was your chair.
Yeah, I was always sitting in this chair. Near Louis. But the three chairs were near each other. So and then we talked the whole time how the pigeons did fly, and how was the race, how was the wind, how was that, how was that, how many pigeons I had in the race. So
this is exactly pretty much how you remember it going in.
yeah, exactly.
And the guests would always sit in the chairs.
Yeah, that was the chairs, the chair for the guests. They could sit there, or on another. On the table sometimes. So, but that was this. I remember everything as good.
And then there are all the books as well.
Yeah, unbelievable. This I saw something in here interesting. Look, this is they sold pigeons. De duiven verkocht in 1938, sold pigeons in 1938, and it was unbelievable. Here, this is my grandfather, Monick Nys.
So your grandfather is in this book.
It's unbelievable. My grandfather paid 470 francs for one pigeon, I think. I think it's the...
470 francs would be how much in today's money?
It's almost 12 euro now. No, it's not possible. It's, I don't know what it means. Of 1,470. What does it mean? I don't know what it means.
So this is, and that was the book that, and you said that Louis did all the writing.
Louis wrote to which people he sold pigeons. So this is what Louis wrote. So they had a whole story from they sold pigeons all over the years for a lot of. It couldn't be 400. What does it mean? I don't know what it means, but for sure they sold pigeons for many years for a high price. I remember that he told me in the war, when the war starts. The war started in 1940. I have seen it in a book. The 10th of May 1940, the war started, and then it was over with pigeons. They couldn't raise anymore. But the German have been on the border with Holland. The German soldiers came to the Jansen house and they bought pigeons. In that years for 250 euro. It was 10,000 Belgian francs. It's unbelievable. It's incredible.
So we talked earlier about when the war came, right? When the Germans came, the Belgian people had to go and join the army.
Yes.
But the brothers, they don't join the army.
They don't like the army, so they had a special idea to don't go to the army to be a soldier. So they never smoked, and then they need to go to the control. But they know that they need to be control to be a soldier. And what did they do? They smoked 2 or 3 days non-stop. So that the health was not good, and they must like that. And the doctor says, "Oh, you're not good, and you are not good enough. So don't go to the army. You can stay at home." So that was the tactic they find out to don't go to the army.
So
and fight.
So that's how they did it. And they stayed at home and took care of the pigeons.
Yeah.
And the soldiers would come and spend
money.
Lots of money on the pigeons.
Yes, in the war.
In the war. And they were supposed to get rid of the pigeons, but they didn't do this. They hid the pigeons, they kept the pigeons.
Yes. The German told that everyone needs to kill the pigeons, but the Jansen, they didn't. They put them on the roof of the house, so nobody knows it.
Nobody knows it.
Yeah.
And you can see in the books and all the information, and you can even see here, which is nice, you see the watch. And you said that watch, that was Louis's watch.
That was the watch of Louis. He always wearing that watch. And the most of time I saw it was like that. He wears like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a very nice thing that the Pigeon Center, the Schumacher, they set up for people to come and see the house of Jansen. And it is pretty much like you remember it.
Yeah.
And you can see yourself here. You can see Louis. You can remember it all.
Yeah. As when I'm here, it looks like he is in the chair now. So.
Yeah, and it was very nice how you came before and you adjusted the blanket on the chair.
Yeah.
That's how Louis would want it.
Yeah.
So
it was warm for him and it was soft, so it's amazing how.
And you know, it's beautiful that you can see in that book your family was there.
Yeah,
purchasing
my
pigeons.
Yeah, it's my eye was looking. Oh, here, this is my grandfather. How nice is that?
And you know another thing, we look in this other book, and we see your pigeons in this book.
Yeah. I'm gonna, but I need to take my cell phone to show my pedigree.
And you see all the little things, the TV.
This is the pedigree of my elf penner.
Okay, let's see. Yeah.
Wacht.
Oh.
Oh.
It might not work.
It turns around. Look, this is the pedigree of my elf penner. This is my base breeder.
Mm-hmm.
And if I should show it, yes. This pair is the most important pair that Jansen ever had.
Let's see.
It's the old blue from 48 and schoonlicht from 51. That was the best pair Jansen ever had. This is the pair that my bloodline is based on. So it's only six generations from my base breeder, and you can see the same in this book. Look, look at this number. This number, and it's the same. Here is the old blue from 48, 6445161, 6445161. That's the same number, and the schoonlicht, that is the pair 6463692. That's the same number. That's the best pair Jansen ever had, and that's a lot of stop pigeons are born from that pair.
We are here with Monick Nys, and we are at, it looks like a very, very small pigeon loft.
Yeah, look.
Do you remember this loft?
They could go, yes, of course, I remember, but they could go inside without do that. Without
ducking.
Yes.
So this was the breeding loft?
Yes. Yeah, at the end, everything was breeding loft, because I don't know exactly when they finished racing, but when they didn't finish racing, when they were still racing, then this was also a racing loft.
So this was the loft of.
They hadn't no much space, so it was only a small loft. They didn't have a lot of a big place to have a lot of lofts like we did it, like we have it on this moment in every.
And I mean, if you stand beside the door, look at, you're tall, and they were like, they could go in without ducking.
Yeah.
So you remember this loft?
Yes, of course. Yes, I've been here a lot of time.
Been here a lot of times.
Yes.
The loft of Jansen here at the Schumacher Center, and then there's the other loft over here. Let's go over there.
Yeah.
And we take a look in as well. And what was this loft? This was the race loft.
Yes. Look, I think for the Witwer, I think this was for the Witwer.
So this was for the widowhood
Yeah.
pigeons.
Because they have the were sitting here, but the pigeons came into the loft over here in this hall. So in that time they didn't have the electric system to concentrate. It was with the gummies.
Yeah.
And with the little in the concept in the clock, you know, it was. Oh
So-
my God! Look,
So what a setup.
I remember that.
You remember it?
Yes, old stuff.
Old stuff.
Yes, look, with water from the ground. They
From the well right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And they even took the well. There's the well. You remember the well?
Yes.
So this is just how you remember it.
Everyone take a picture when they came at the Jansen house with the well.
And
So.
you said before what?
This the witwer sitting on it, so they it takes. They don't have a nest.
Why,
So
why are they white?
I don't know.
No?
No, it's maybe it's usual, but my father used it the same. It's to keep the feet clean, and that takes the place of the nest. So
It's like a throne.
yeah,
Like a couch.
yeah. So my father did it the same in the witwer's loft.
So there you guys see, this was the racing loft, which ended up turning into being a breeding loft.
Look how old! It's nostalgic.
It's nostalgic. And you can see this at the breeding center. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, beautiful.
Well, Monick, I want to say, hey, it's nice to see the old memories, isn't it?
Yes, it's nostalgic. It gives me goosebumps to see it again. So I was a lot of the time at the Jansen house every week. So and now, yeah, it feels like nostalgic. So
Beautiful.
beautiful. Yes.
And guys, you can come and see this at the breeding center. We have to thank them for that. But I want to thank you very, very much for giving me the interview. And is there something you see here?
Yeah, here, look.
Look.
Louis in this loft, eh?
Yeah, there he is. That's correct.
Yeah, look. And that's
That's the loft we're in. Look at how
Yeah.
well. Look at how low the ceilings are.
Yeah.
And look at how they.
Yeah. My God, the pigeons came in from race, and they have the food on the ceiling from the house. They had the breeding loft and also a breeding loft here, and the food they mix it by themselves. It's unbelievable.
And these are all the lofts. And
I
you
was
can
on
see
the
it.
ceiling. Here, this is the loft. That loft is on the back side of the house. Was it? It was, yeah. Look, but they races on that loft too. But at the end, when they stopped, when they finished races, then all the lofts were using for breeding.
Well, I want to say thank you very much for taking us on this. You know what? Not only thank you for taking us on your story, but your story with the Jansens, with Mr. Timmers,
Yeah.
with the whole, it all goes together so nicely. I want to thank you very, very much. And, thanks for keeping the family going.
Thanks to you. Yes, we are on the cemetery in Arendonk, where the Jansen's brothers have the last place to rest. So take a look. Here they are, rest forever. Here they are. Here you can see the parents of the Jansen brothers. Hendrik Jansen is the old Trikske, and then another brother who died very young. He died in 1967, so I give them all a feather. And here is Irma and Jeff. I give them a feather. And here is Victor and Karel. And here is Adriaan, he was the breeder. And Louis, my best friend. I have learned a lot of him. So, thanks Louis, for all the things I learned from you. And all the nice talks we had together. Every Saturday morning, every Saturday evening, we meet each other and talk about the pigeons. So, thanks for all.
Thank you very, very much. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Here we are, guys, at the lofts of Monick Nys. This is very, very nice loft, Monick. And this was the loft that you raced the pigeons in?
Yes?
And you played in? Just for racing or racing and breeding?
Racing and breeding and youngsters. Come on in. Now I'm using this for breeding, eh? But a few years ago I was racing here with the Whitwers, 24 Whitwers.
So 24 widowhood cocks.
Yeah, Whitwer cocks. And they had all their own cell. So they stay the whole year here. In the morning they drop out, they fly out over the window, and in the weekend, and they came back over here. In the weekends the same, and in the weekend the hens were waiting all with the nest.
With the bowls.
Yeah. So they were sitting here, the
Now-
hens, and the cocks were coming home. So they before I bring them to the club for basketing, they can see each other 1 or 2 minutes
Before
after
basketing.
1 week before basketing. Yeah, and then in the weekends
The cocks could see the hens.
yeah, and they could see them the whole Saturday.
So you would fly the widowhood cocks. You would show the hens for 2 or 3 minutes
Yes.
before basketing.
Yeah.
And that was the only time.
Yeah.
And then when they came home,
Yeah.
they got the rest of the day.
Yeah.
With the widowhood cocks, how often would you loft exercise them around the loft?
They train 2 times in the morning and in the evening, 1 hour.
So one time. So in the morning you'd let them out.
Yeah,
In the evening you'd let them out.
yeah.
Would
2
you
hours a day training.
2 hours in the morning?
No, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening.
1 in the morning, 1 in the
Yeah.
evening. Okay, and with the training, would you also road train as well?
Yeah, with the Whitwer, no, but with the youngsters and the hens.
The hens.
Yeah, the hens in a Whitwership. It's important that hens work hard, because Whitwers, when you have Whitwers and you let them out, they go 20 minutes to there and 15 minutes to there and training when you have the farm. But the hens, it's something special. I always played with hens in this loft. And in the morning they came into the tunnel. They have a voliere on the other side. Now it's a lot of.
Okay, so you
stuff here.
used to have an aviary out the back. They would come through. Yes.
On the other side is
Yeah.
a voliere, and here is a tunnel. You can see the tunnel.
Yeah.
So and they came into the loft over here,
Yeah.
and they came 10 minutes to eat.
10 minutes to eat in the loft on the floor.
But they don't see this. I had something to.
You had it covered.
Yeah, that they don't see that. Why? When they come in the loft, they only want to go to the
Box.
cells, to the boxes, and that's not okay. It's important to have a good race system for hens playing on the Whitwership. So they come in the morning, eat 10 minutes, and go back the whole day in the voliere and the night. But in the evening, on the voliere, I had a door. They train for 1 hour. and then after 1 hour, but they fly also 20 minutes there, 15 minutes, 15 there. They go from the one side to the other, and then they come over the loft, and you can feel the farm. But 1 hour a day is not enough when the hens need to fly every week 500, 600 or 700 kilometers. Not 1 week for rest. It's every week races and races. But they are athletes. They can do that. When you have good athletes, they can do that.
So when you have good athletes, they can do that.
Of course.
And you bring the hens come in, they eat.
Yeah.
Then the hens go back into the aviary.
But they come in to eat. But sometimes they come in, and they think they come eat, but I catch them and I train them over the road. So, and then they have in the morning a training and in the evening again. And
they come in, they eat, they drink, and they go back into the aviary. And they spend at night even in the aviary.
Yeah. And then in the volière there is only they can only drink, not eat. And they didn't pair with each other. So 18 weeks of widowship, not 1 egg.
Okay, and you see the little tunnel that they come through, and you used to have this covered up. Now you wanted this covered up so the hens would come in and focus on eating, focus on what you wanted them to do. Yeah. When would you take this off for them to go to the boxes?
Well, when at Thursday evening it's basketing. So before basketing, they train and they go out of the volière as every day. And why? Why did I do that? Because they need to eat a lot before they are going to the club for basketing. Why? They need to fly every week 500, 600 or 700 kilometers. It's important they have strong food and eat a lot. So when I do that before they show it, then they eat anymore. Or when they need to have the rhythm as every day, training, eat, have enough food, and at the end of the week they have
good body
to fly again another 500 or 600 or 700 kilometers. That's important. So, and when the Thursday, so the last day of training of the week, or Wednesday sometimes, when it's farther, so like 700 kilometers, the basketing is on Wednesday. So they train, they come in, they go into the tunnel, and in the hour that they are training, I prepare the cocks from them. I put them in a basket, so when they are in the volière again, I put them, the cocks with
the bowls.
With the bowls. And after that, when all the cocks are here, the hens came back, and they can see each other, but they cannot together. They are separate for 45 minutes. That they know, oh, my cock is waiting, my husband is waiting. So then in the weekend, Saturday, they came home from the long distance, and they fly, and they can stay together till the Sunday morning.
Okay, so on your final day of basketing, you still do everything the same. You let the birds out, they do their flying, they're exercising, they come in, they eat.
Yeah.
They eat, they drink, they go back into the aviary, and then you prepare the cocks.
Yeah.
You set the cocks all up, you then open the little tunnel down there, and the hens come in. Up, they all go up.
Yeah.
And you leave, you have the cocks in here.
Yes.
In the cell,
Yeah.
you leave the whole box open.
Yeah.
And the hens can.
They turn around
and they dance around.
Yeah, and they see and but they cannot have sex with each other. They cannot touch each other. So they only see each other, and that's important.
Now, would you ever play the cocks in the box, and only let the hens go on the outside? Or did you always have it open?
I always let it open. So they need to have the feeling that they can go down. When they only can sit here, it's dangerous that they go
fall off
to the neighbors
or something.
No, they need to go there. They need to sit there.
Okay, so very simple system.
Yeah.
And you leave them, the hens to the cocks, till Sunday evening.
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And when they came home from the race, would you let them go together?
Yes, of course.
Would you let the whole loft be open, or
No,
only in the cells?
Only in the cells. I close it, and they can stay together till the day off.
And you would feed and water them in the cells?
Yes.
Yes.
With
The little cups.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is for food, and then this is for food, and I have a drink bowl.
Okay, so food and water right
Yeah,
there
food
till
and
Sunday morning. And what time Sunday morning? 10, 11, 12 o'clock?
No, and, at 8 o'clock in the morning.
8 o'clock in the morning.
And then the party is over.
And the party is over. Thank you. Hey guys, we are here in the lofts of Monick Nys in Arendonk. And here we are. And I just opened the door so I can see. So these are the old line
Yeah.
Jansens. Now,
This is the son of the elfpenner.
that's the son
Yeah.
of the elf pinner. And for people who don't know what this means, the elf pinner means, what does this mean?
11 feathers.
11 feathers. Huh. And can you show in the wing the 11 feathers? So what's the significance of the 11 feathers?
This one has 10. You see?
Yeah.
But an elfpenner has 11 feathers.
And why was this? Why is this something of importance?
It's typical of the old Jansen line.
So the old Jansen line had the 11 feathers.
Yes. Look. This is a pigeon from 24.
Okay. Hold on. Let's just see here slowly. Yeah, look at it. You can see it. And this old line continues to breed 11 feathered pigeons.
Look, he has it on both sides.
And this is from the old family.
Yes. And this pigeon, I have bred it from brother and sister. This is a grandson of the elfpenner from the old, from 96, my base breeder. And he has also 11 feathers, but on one side. But this youngster has the 11 feathers on both sides.
And again, all your pigeons are very, very, very much alike. And we were talking about breeding pigeons, and people make the mistake of breeding that you learned. You were talking about there's 3 types of pigeons.
Yes.
So could you explain that and what you mean?
We have you have 3 types of pigeons. You have short distance pigeons, you have pigeons for 1 day distance, and you have pigeons for 2 days or more. So you have 3 types of pigeons. It's important to make a bloodline, a strong bloodline, that you separate the pigeons for short distance and long distance. So and for 2 days or more for that they stay the night on the way. So my pigeons are for 1 day. They can fly a whole day. They are long distance pigeons for 1 day. So they need to have a release in the morning, and they can fly the whole day without getting tired.
So, and when you were saying though, keeping a line of pigeons or you said it nice with dogs. If you breed a little dog to a big dog, you will get a puppy that's a medium size, but it can never breed.
When you have give me the name of dogs.
A Chihuahua and a Great Dane.
Yeah.
The big Great Dane.
Yeah.
The very small Chihuahua.
It's a very simple example. So you breed the Chihuahua and the big Dane together, and you're gonna have a dog. But from that dog, you never breed a Chihuahua or never breed
a Great Dane.
A Great Dane.
Okay.
So that's the line is not pure anymore. So it's important to when you wanna breed year after year after year, it's important to keep the line pure. So it's the same with pigeons. So when you have a pigeon for short distance and you pair it on a pigeon for long distance, you're gonna have a pigeon. But that pigeon, it's gonna win first prizes. But from that pigeon, you never breed a pigeon for short distance and you never breed a pigeon for long distance anymore. So you cannot breed farther and farther anymore. So it's important to have a pure line. So to stay breeding year after year, that's important.
So we are here with Monick Nys, and we're going to now look at some of your hens. And I notice you have a very special bond with your pigeons. In all the lofts, I notice you're always communicating, you're always engaging with the pigeons. And
yes.
It's almost like, I hate to say this, you're a big pigeon.
Yeah.
You are a pigeon.
Yes, I'm a little bit more or less the same as a pigeon, because you need to talk with them. They need to stay calm, and they need to know your voice. And from the morning till the evening when I am on the loft, I'm talk to them. So it's important. You will see.
We will see. And you can hear the hens groaning. You can hear them talking.
Hey, pretties, kom eens hier, zeg. Kom eens hier, zeg. En kom dan. Kom eens hier. En kom dan. Kom eens hier, zeg, man. Zie eens hier, zeg. Zie eens, zeg. Oesje, joesje, zeg. Ja, zeg. Wat zeg, je gaat toch flink, hè?
And when you were playing with the pigeons and racing on your own, you always played with them like this. You always communicated.
Yes. They need to fly home, and they need to come home for me. So it's important. Kom aan, Prutsie. Hé, kom eens hier, zeg, Prutske. Ja, wel. Voilà, zeg. Zie eens. Dat is toch
and you
goed,
can
hè?
see the confidence that you and your pigeons have.
Yeah.
How did you learn this? Did you learn this from Mr. Timmers? Did you learn this from your father?
I did it by myself.
By yourself?
Yes. Kom dan. Kom eens hier, zeg. Oh, Prutske. Ja, zeg. Ja, hè.
And you know, we talked about pigeons and pigeon flyers. I know at the Schumacher Center, Andre Rodoff, he was there.
Yes.
And you knew him as well. And
Yes.
he was very good friends with the brothers.
With the Jansen, yes. He visited them every week 3 times, I think.
And did he ever look at your pigeons? Did he notice your pigeons? Did he like your pigeons?
Yes, I saw my pigeons, and I saw also he has that I have a pure line. And one day he was here, and he told me, that pigeon, it was another, I don't have her anymore, but that pigeon, I want to have her for breeding. And I told him, yes, you can have her, but you bring her back. You bring her back. So when he was breeding the 13th National of La Soudraine from her, and the first Provincial of La Soudraine, Antwerp. It's 600 kilometers for him.
So even Andre Rodoff play with your pigeons and getting some very good results. Yeah. I know we were even saying Serge van Elsecker.
Serge van Elsecker, yes. He bought from the sale of my father's pigeons, and he won the 2nd National of Bourges. It was the 1st National in the Zone from Belgium. Serge van Elsecker, he did it, yes.
So very good references. But I think, again, it comes down to this old family that you've kept very, very pure, and they winning. And now these are the pigeons that you play with one loft races. These are your hens. And I mean, you can just see the quality in these pigeons. Look at what phenomenal pigeons, character.
Yeah. They are all the same, you can see that.
Yes, they're all the same.
Yeah.
And if you had to describe your pigeons in the hand, if somebody couldn't feel them and they're only watching this, how would you describe the pigeons? How's their size? How's the vent bones, the backs? How is everything?
The vent bones are very strong. Very strong, it's important. The wings it's important to have, look, That was Mr. Timmers teaching me. Listen. The wings you need to hear. And you don't hear it. It's like silk. Mm-hmm. You hear? You hear the silk. It's like silk. And when you have wings like that, don't use them, because when you have wings like this, pigeons, when they fly with the headwind, the wings are doing like that.
Mm-hmm. Easy movement.
And they go easy in a headwind. But when you have wings like that, then the wings are doing like that, and they must do that. So they cannot fly in a headwind. Okay. It's important. They have the quality of wings. My pigeons are very soft. They don't break. The wings don't break. It's important. Soft.
Good vent bones.
Yeah.
Small, medium size, not big.
Yes,
pigeons.
not big pigeons. The Jansen pigeons from the brothers of Jansen are very big because of the other bloodlines with short distance blood. But these are pigeons for long distance. They can fly a whole day, and you see, it's a compact pigeon. It's not big, not too small, but strong.
Hey guys, Ryan, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. We hope you enjoyed that amazing loft tour. Please, reminder to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Until the next loft tour, thanks for flying with me. Bye for now.